Hello and welcome to the Wellness League podcast. My name is Jenna and I am one of your hosts.
My name is Ella. I'm also one of your co-hosts.
Welcome to another episode. We're excited to be here again.
So what's on the pod today?
Today I'm going to be interviewing Ella.
Oh God, here we go.
But we're going to get deep and personal and ask a few questions about her background in fitness and some other deep, juicy questions about her personal life.
We're just going to go and deep and dive in. But first, how was your week?
Week's been all right. It's been up and down. So I had a mixture of some stressful things, but also some really good opportunities that have come up and presented themselves. So, yeah. I got back into running as well this week, which has been, I'll talk about that later, but that's been, I guess, a bit of a milestone for me. I spoke about my surgery.
How many weeks since you last went for a run?
Well, I went before, it would have been in May.
Okay.
Because I had the flu and then I went away to Fiji. So start of May was when I was running. So it's been a while. And yesterday I managed to run 4 kilometres.
Oh, well done. 4K is more than I run.
So that's good. But how's your week been?
Yeah, good. Again, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
We survived. We got through another week.
That's it.
So,
a little bit closer to summer.
Yeah. I think my work life is really busy at the moment and just trying to, not take that too much into your personal life, I guess. So, but
I feel like this time of year at work's always busy. It ramps right up for obviously the end of the year and Christmas time.
Yeah, and for anyone who works in the building industry and the building code changing at the moment,
right.
A
lot of things going on.
Yeah, especially planning moving forward and everything's changing and interesting times.
Right. So some stressful times ahead.
Yeah, gotta love it.
All right, so we're going to get started with this interview.
Oh, I'm so nervous.
Ready?
No, but I'll never be, so let's get into it.
That's right. So first question, I'd like to know, what was the defining moment that motivated you to become a personal trainer?
Oh, there's a few. I think my earliest memory that I was thinking about was probably when I was back in primary school and I had like a set of teachers who weren't really into sport and knew that I was probably the one who'd played the most sport growing up. I was maybe around 12 or 13 at the time and I ended up taking over like the PE classes and teaching the class how to play it properly. And then that went into, like, as I got older, my brothers were playing out on the street or the oval around the corner and I was teaching them how to play and hold the ball correctly and kick it nicely.
Yep.
And then I think it went all the way through, like, playing sport all the way through high school. Kind of a lot of different sports between, like, netball, soccer, football.
Yeah.
Pretty much a lot of them you can name. I tried to get onto the SAPSARSA teams.
Yeah.
Kind of have to get out of school, but also I was interested in it. And then I was coaching a netball team I think I was in year 12 and they were a bunch of year 8s. And it was so good. I loved it. And we got all the way through to the grand final. Undefeated, and I was proud of my girls. But that was, I reckon that was in year 11. And then so in year 12, after that, the teachers came to me and said, Ella, like, we are finding that we can offer a PT course that you can do while you're doing year 12 is like a part of your points. But you just got to go to another school that's about a 10-15 minute drive away. And I was like, all right, let's do it. And so I ended up doing my Cert 3 as part of my year 12, which was good.
Right, so you did it with the SACE points.
Yeah, yes. And it was through AIPT.
Yep.
And so this trainer had a gym within the school that we'd gone to and she was running it. Yeah, so I spent, I think it was from after recess on a Tuesday till the end of the day. So it was like a 3/4 of a day.
Yep.
Yeah, really good. And then as soon as I finished school, I got contacted to jump straight into a Cert 4.
Yeah.
And it was an 8-week fast track on like every Friday night at a course at a gym.
Yep.
And then we do every second Saturday and we go to different gyms around Adelaide and go and see how they ran and did our course then. And then you finish the rest of your coursework online, obviously. And then that was a diploma of business, a part of the package. So I kind of glad I did the full package.
Yeah.
And then so I studied that and then I was in uni that year as well. So I started working and doing it while I was studying.
Yeah, what a great qualification to have to be able to get casual work while you're at university. You know, a lot of uni students working casual jobs. You might work in checkouts and things like that. But
I was working at Macca's, and since I was 14 and a half, literally to the day I got a job working at McDonald's, and I was like, it was a good job when it started. It bought me a car and everything, but I didn't want to do that all the way through my 5 years of university.
So you're able to do fitness as well.
Great. Yeah.
So what jobs and roles have you held in the fitness industry?
Oh, I've had quite a few. Like, I don't like to say I jumped around, but I had a few different ones going at the same time.
Yeah.
And so it started off in just my local gym that I was training at. I had been a member there since I pulled my hamstring training for football. And I started with the Zumba classes and doing all the classes. And then I started training weights and everything while doing, and then jumped into my course, obviously. And,
I can't imagine you in Zumba, just quietly.
Yeah, well, that was a previous me. I no longer do it for that reason. But yeah, and then they knew that I was studying it, and then they asked me to jump on board and start teaching the classes. And
nice.
Yeah, became a trainer there.
Yeah.
And then I went to work at Adelaide Uni in the gym and was doing like a reception kind of PT role there.
Yep.
Running classes and stuff. And then I left there and came to the Arc and met you.
Yes, so we were gym instructor there.
We were, running classes and kind of...
Consultations.
Yeah, I was slowly getting up this, like the PT side there. I was a bit burnt out from one-on-one stuff, and I preferred the classes. And then the opportunity came up to go and work for Step Into Life.
Yes.
And be like an assistant trainer out at the Mobry section. I think I was there... maybe a year. So this was January 2019. I got the job there working under them. Mm-hmm. And the business was going under. And so the state manager ended up buying out my franchise because I just wasn't ready to take it over yet. And then he put me in as the head trainer. And then the reason I didn't take it over is because I had a 3-month holiday planned for December till February at the end of that year. So I was like, I don't really want to be totally in control knowing that I've already planned a big holiday. But I said, you put me in as head trainer, I'll sort everything out, I'll go away and I'll come back and I'll buy it. And then it just happened to be when I came back, COVID hit, but also the whole Step Into Life company went under.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, I'll buy out all the equipment and I'll rebrand. This is what all the franchises did. We all decided, buy out the equipment and then we'll buy out the rights to take our clients with us, and we all rebranded, and there comes Beyond.
Awesome. Beyond was born.
Beyond was born. Beyond, the name of Beyond came because the members came along with this as well. That we decided we're more than a fitness group, and how did we want to put that into the name? Yeah. And so I was like, you know what? We're beyond fitness.
That's right.
We're more than fitness. We're a community group.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
And with you worked in many areas of fitness.
Yeah.
What areas do you enjoy the most?
I think any part that I could talk to people, not so much, like I love teaching classes.
Yeah.
But I used to love being on the gym floor and just chatting to everyone.
Yeah.
And just being like, how's your program going? But also, how's your life going? And what's happening? And
You love that socialising.
Yeah. And being paid to be social, really. So, yeah.
Is there anything that you would like to try in fitness, whether that's work-wise or personal-wise, personal for your own fitness?
I think I've done a lot of the stuff that I want to work in. Like, because I work in my dream industry now out of fitness isn't forever for me anymore. Yeah. I think it's always going to be on the side.
Yep.
But it's not like, I want to go back. Unless I want a lot of money, I'd go and start my own gym. But
yeah, sure.
It's not something that I want to run back into full time. Yep. So I think that door is kind of closed. Yeah. I've done quite a lot. But in terms of myself, I'd love to do a 70.3 triathlon.
Oh.
An Ironman, maybe, but I'm not
a
keen runner. So the marathon, no. The 70.3 is a good distance, so that's something that's on the list. Also, I'd love to do a big, like, open water swim, so like a jetty to jetty or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'd love to see you do an Ironman. Get in peak condition.
I just want to run down the end line and be like, Ella, you are an Ironman.
Yeah, how cool would it be?
Yeah. But that is just really expensive sport.
Yeah, sure.
And the time that you need to put into training fully, There's also another thing that you actually are at your best in Ironman when you're a bit older because you can maintain, your endurance gets better.
Oh, right.
And so that's something I'm not going to rush into because that's like a mid-30s event, I think.
So
I got another 10 years to train for that.
Absolutely. And I guess now in Beyond Fitness and also at the ARC, you train older adults a lot. So what do you find are the challenges and rewards in training older clients?
I think I've always been more interested to train older clients. I just found a lot of trainers weren't interested in them.
Yeah.
And they were kind of like a category of people, let's say over 45, 50, that people like, not really interested in that. Like, I don't want to go there. Yeah. And I was like, why is everybody overlooking them? Like, they are such a good group to teach.
Yeah. They're loyal.
Yeah, they're loyal. Yeah. They want to be there. They have a reason to be there. They make the time to be there.
Yeah.
And they're interested. Yeah. And if they're not interested, they're not going to be there.
Yeah.
So the other thing is, like, through Beyond and stuff, it's been so rewarding. Some of the members have come up to me and been like, we have lots of friends who've now moved into nursing homes. Some of my oldest members in their early 80s.
Yeah.
And they're saying, I've been to a few funerals lately. And I was like, you know what? Coming out here gives you a reason to get out of bed in the morning. Mm-hmm. Yes, you come to fitness, you go to coffee with your friends, but you're doing better than your friends who are sitting in a nursing home.
Oh, yeah.
They're degrading.
Yeah.
Or what's that word?
Deteriorating.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's kind of like Beyond gives a reason for people to live. I'm giving people more time in their life to spend it with their grandkids, to spend life happy and healthy.
Yeah.
That's what makes me excited.
It's the longevity. When you said that, I got a few goosebumps.
Yeah. But that's how I feel. That's what pushes me to keep going with the business, knowing that I'm keeping people alive and keep giving them more years and something to be excited to get out of bed every day. Or what the days they come out.
Nice. Good answer. I like
if it's not just the fitness, it's the coffee at the end. It's not always me, but there's a happy ending.
And are there challenges with older adults versus younger people?
I think it just comes down to their bodies have been not overused, but well used.
Yeah.
And so their injuries,
like, be careful.
Yeah, you've just got to do a lot of research into, like, their cores aren't what they were 30 years ago because they have had kids.
Sure.
Or, do you mean the hips and, like, they have simple things like their shoulders aren't what they used to be. And it's just taking into consideration stuff like that to make the muscles around it stronger to help hold those joints in place so that they don't have to go and have knee replacements and hip replacements. We're trying to avoid that.
Yeah.
So helping them not have to go through more pain or improving their pain.
Yeah. I definitely found a lot of challenges and I learned a lot from being at the ARC with older adults.
Yeah.
And we would do consultations and you'd come across so many different conditions. And I remember one of, like, reading some of the medical things and it said meniscus tear. And I'm like, what on earth is that? Luckily, we worked with a lot of physio students and I'm like, hey, what's a meniscus tear?
Yeah.
What do I put in here to not make anything worse?
It was, like, very handy to be able to go and do that, or you go and do the research.
Yes.
And it was, really good.
It was good to be able to have those people to lean on.
You know what I hated about those consultations?
Yeah.
When people took their shoes off and they had monkey feet.
Yeah.
I can't stand them.
Yeah.
But I just had to be like, we had, like, those scales you had to take your shoes
barefoot. Yeah.
And I was like, please just stand on the scales.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't look. But
I'm not a feet person.
You know, everything else is fine, just monkey feet.
And outside of fitness, so for your full-time job, what do you do now?
I'm an interior designer. So I went to university and did a degree in interior architecture.
Yes.
So I always had an interest in designing houses and making, like, the livable space enjoyable. So when I was at uni, we had, like, many options to go off and create offices or stuff. And I was like, that's boring. You know, like, people spend a lot of time in their office and they want it to look nice to go to work. But you know what? Some businesses don't even last a year. Yeah. So they've spent so much money making that space amazing for their employees. But you're just going to rip it down in a year and then it's gone. Whereas a house, you're going to make that right. They come home. You want your house to be nice.
Yeah.
You come home and you can make that place that, like, makes or breaks your life.
Yeah.
Right? But that thing will stand there for 50 years, even longer. So I'm affecting more than one family's life.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, they're just so much more interesting.
Yeah. And you designed your own home.
I did, yes. I think
cool.
It was quite a big project. I think when I designed this, I'd only been in the industry maybe just under a year. So but at the same time, it's been the best thing for my career because I learned so much about design. But then watching it be built, I was coming to the building site pretty much every day.
Watching it come into fruition.
Yeah, but I was learning so many smaller details that you can't learn from being in an office.
Yeah.
And that really helped. So, it's helped my career as well as gave me a house.
And you work in the building industry.
Yes.
So there's a lot of men.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you think, like you work with a lot of men, how do you think if you were a man that your life would be different?
Thanks to the Peter from Beyond. Thanks for this question.
Yeah. I like it.
I don't know if my life would be much different. Obviously, I'd be less feminine. I think it would be easier in the building industry. I think it's not the guys I work with, amazing, right? But in general, I think you're always overlooked being a female, being like, oh, yeah, she's just, just another girl in the office. But whereas the guys, it could be a very boy club.
Yeah.
And I think that would change a lot of things if I was also a male. But yeah, it's nice to be the only female in a big office of men because I kind of level everybody out.
Nice.
Because I make sure everything's, I don't know, I can't explain it, but.
So you wouldn't change it?
No.
Happy being a female.
Yeah. Although.
We wouldn't know though, as well. You can, it's all like perspective. Like you won't actually know unless you've done both.
Having no period would be amazing though. But then, I don't know, could you put up with like the point of not knowing that you can't have the baby yourself? Like that excites me so much to have kids.
Does it?
Yeah. But I just don't get how a man can be like, watch that process happen and knowing that half of that, they've done no work. They've done 30 seconds of work.
Yeah, they don't have to carry the child. They don't have to birth the child. This is true.
And I don't think I could be a man who came home to a woman and be like, do my washing, cook me dinner, and be a dick. Like, I couldn't be that kind of man.
No, you'd want to be a supportive man and be in the relationship half and half.
Yeah.
So with all of these things that we've discussed so far, it could be something else as well.
Yeah.
What has been the biggest achievement in your life?
Oh, like
achievements, if you've got a couple.
Yeah. I think, finishing university was quite a big achievement all the way through high school. I had so many teachers tell me, like, you won't make it through.
Wow.
Or, like, you don't have the skill to be able to do it. And I said, well, I do have it. Your classes are just that boring that I don't give a crap to put effort in.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there was obviously a few teachers like, yeah, you can do amazing. But, you always remember the couple who'd be like, no, you're not going to make it.
Wow.
Yeah. I think that was a big thing in finishing it. Even through uni, there was still a couple of lecturers who were, like, trying to make it a hard time.
Yeah.
But, like, seriously, like, it's not that hard. You're just boring.
Yeah.
That, I think, definitely finishing university. I don't want to ever go back, though.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever want to step back. If I studied further, I would want to do it online or self-paced. I just don't like the whole classroom setup.
Environment.
Yeah. I just find it hard to learn in that kind of thing as I gotten older. And I guess my house, that was a big achievement. It really divides me with a lot of people because I know a lot of people my age haven't done it.
Yeah.
So
I
I don't feel like I'm better than anyone else.
Yeah.
But at the same time, a lot of people try to make that a separate, I don't know, I can't really explain that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's some huge achievements that you've done quite young.
Yeah.
So that's huge.
When I was building the house as well, I just remember a lot of people being like, how are you doing it? Like, that doesn't, you're too young. How are you, like, paying for that?
Yeah.
And I remember Mum saying, she's like, how so many of her friends came up to her and said, how is she doing it?
Yeah.
And you know what? I was working
a lot.
3 jobs.
Yeah.
I was working my ass off and, like, had no help from anybody else. It was just, working hard. Yeah. And that's what you get.
Yeah. You mentioned before the business, you travelled
away. A lot.
So what is your favourite place that you visited and why?
God. This is probably one of the hardest questions. Like, I don't really have one exact place that I loved. I have many for many reasons. So, like, I think Italy as a full country was amazing, obviously, because, like, I have an Italian background on Dad's side. That was quite nice to be, like had the Italian side, but it was so nice to go and see what that meant.
Yeah.
And then places like Norway, insane.
Yeah.
Like, unless you've been there.
Yeah.
It's, like, amazing. Everything, the architecture, the countryside. Well, it's not, everything.
The landscape.
The landscape, that one. Yeah, the landscape, amazing. Just everything about Norway was so nice. But then you have places like, when I went to India, I spent a month and I learnt the most about myself. Like, you appreciate everything when you come back from a country like that. Like,
third world country.
Yeah, yeah, it's just the point that people who have nothing are so happy.
Yeah.
And then you come back to everything and be like, why are we all so sad?
Why are
we have everything.
Here?
Yeah. And you have a country and everybody smiles and everybody's happy. But you come back to Australia and everybody's like sad over owning a house, sad over, do you know what I mean, having the best job that they wanted.
Yeah. Is that comparing?
Yeah, I think that really makes you appreciate life a lot more and makes you want to be happy or make other people happier.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
One thing that I admire about you is
your
determination and your will to get things done. So we were just talking about university.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you had people who questioned whether you were going to make through that.
Yeah.
Bought a house, built a house, designed a house.
Yeah.
At a super young age. And you've got a side business as well as working full time. All before the age of 25. So what tips do you have for young people with big goals and who are wanting to achieve them?
I think you have those big goals, but the goal isn't the learning journey of it. The learning journey is the way that you get there.
Yeah.
And I think that's the main thing. Yeah, I did a few things to prove a lot of people wrong. So, like, I went to...
That motivated you.
Yeah, that definitely motivated the university thing, just to prove a lot of people that I could do it. Other than wanting to do it, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think having goals in life is really important, but you just got to remember the goal isn't everything. Yeah. It's the way you get there is the way you learn everything.
Okay, so the journey.
Yeah, yeah.
Embrace the journey. Enjoy the journey.
I think another tip is, like, I'm really glad that I bought my house when I did, obviously, because, like, the mortgage rates and everything got up.
Yeah.
But, yeah, one, it really helped my career. Two, you know what? It's so nice to say that you own a part of Australia.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it's really nice to stick nice piece of art on the wall.
So for someone that's wanting to buy a house now,
and,
like, where would they start thinking about what they want to do? Like, how did you do it? What was the first step?
Well, I was working in the industry, so I probably knew a little bit more than your average person. But I think working out your money. I think figuring out
how much you're going to need.
Yeah, because that really determines yeah. I think go to a mortgage broker or your bank and just see where you're sitting.
Yeah.
Because that's going to determine where you're going to be able to look.
Yeah.
Like how big your house can be and then your repayments for after. So that was probably one of the biggest things before I decided a lot. I had like a rough area that I was looking. Like it was pretty broad. But then, the money side really chose where it was going to be.
And then I guess once you've got those figures, you can work out a bit of a savings plan and have a timeline on when you're going to
even before that, you really have to show that you are a proven saver. So I've always been a big saver and like really good with money. That's why I did travel so much while I was at uni. Mm-hmm. Like I literally was like spending on bills and what I had to spend on. Yeah. And then I'd save up every last cent that I could and put it in like in a savings account and be like, this is where I'm going traveling. Yeah. And then, obviously COVID happened, my travel stopped. So the house came along, but I already had that proven savings that I could do it. Yeah. So that really helped. You need to start planning as early as possible. Yeah.
Speaking of houses, what would be your dream home location and style of home?
Oh, in Adelaide or in general?
Let's go in Australia.
Okay.
And then out of Adelaide, maybe.
Okay, so let's start with my Adelaide one first because my dream house is amazing. Okay. That it's not in Adelaide. So if I was to buy or build my dream house, like the top of Beaumont where you can like look over the city.
Beautiful.
I'd love just somewhere over there, but I want a city and ocean view.
Yep.
Something like that.
Nice.
That would be them.
Yeah.
And then in Australia, I'd love like somewhere along the east coast. But my dream is I want to live on the beach with the sand. I don't want a walkway in between. I really can't stand that.
Yeah.
So I want to be on the beach.
On the sand.
Yep. It's got to be a surfing beach because I want to be the surfer. And then this design has been in my head for years. So it's like lots of glass overlooking the beach and lots of pretty much glass and concrete.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds lovely.
Like very modern but minimalistic at the same time. So it's easy to clean.
Yeah. Beautiful. Now, from the outside, you seem like a very confident person.
Oh, God.
What makes you nervous?
A lot. I'm just very well at hiding how anxious I am.
Okay.
I have like a very anxious mind.
Okay.
But a lot of things make me nervous.
Yeah.
So I just hide that.
What would be the biggest thing that makes you nervous?
I think people. Yeah. People make me nervous.
Yeah.
Like not so much what they're thinking of me, but what they're going to say or...
Their intentions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like when you've said something and they don't reply and you're like, oh, was that wrong? Or...
And people can be hard to read. Like you get people who are like brutally honest and you know where you stand.
Yeah.
There's some people that you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And things like when they're not set in stone. I can't stand it. Like you have to give me a time, a day and a place to be.
Yeah.
Like I might not be on time, but I'll be there.
Yeah. And what do you find, like what challenges you the most in life?
Oh, I think my mind. Because it does run so wild.
Okay.
I think it does, I don't know. It's probably like...
Undiagnosed?
Yeah.
Yes.
Probably undiagnosed ADHD.
Yeah.
But I've never been properly tested because it's so expensive to get done.
Yeah.
I know everybody's talking about it now, but I've known for years that my brain's been different.
Yeah.
And like I've known all the way through school that I learned differently.
Okay.
And if I was interested, I was very interested.
Yeah.
So like woodwork or something where I could get hands-on, I was so interested in something like that.
Yeah.
Whereas you take me to an English class and you try and make me read a book that I couldn't care about, I'll go and watch the movie instead.
Yeah.
Because I just couldn't get my head around doing the boring task.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's to do with dopamine, I believe. The dopamine release when you're passionate about something and it takes over and you just focus.
I could never explain it, but like say, that's another thing, like the house and when I was traveling, I spent all my free time researching. Like I got so interested in stuff that I was like, I want to know more.
Yeah.
I want to research everything. So like that big holiday I went on, everything was planned, like down to every hotel. Then I set myself a challenge, right? I was in Italy I knew where I was coming from. I booked a car because I wanted to drive overseas. I don't recommend it unless you're a very confident driver.
Oh, it's not me.
Because
parking outside earlier.
No, I think one, because it's being on the other side, but two, you've got to look for everything. But so the challenge was in winter in Europe, so I understand that you probably couldn't do this in summer. But I had my way of getting into Italy. I knew the town. I had to be in the car to where to collect it and everything. And then I had my plane leaving Rome to go to America because I had family living there at the time. So I was going to see them before I came back. Anyway, my challenge was every morning I woke up, I decided where I was going to drive to that day. I booked accommodation and I spent the day travelling there. Nice. The best part was the journey to get there.
All about that journey.
Yeah, it was crazy because I had roughly on a map planning where I was going to drive and I knew like a couple of hours each time. And then I was driving along the way and I was talking to people and they're like, you know what, don't go to that town. Go to this one instead. And I'm really glad I did that because a lot of the places I did end up going to, I didn't have planned.
Yeah. It's great when you're travelling and those unplanned places that you stumble across.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, after experiencing that, like, I couldn't believe more that travelling and how it helps your life or makes you see the world differently. Yeah. But also, like, travelling alone. You learn so much about yourself. But I bloody loved it. Because
expand your mind.
Yeah. Like, I love travelling with people, but there's something about travelling alone. Like, if you've had a couple of busy days and you're like, you know what? I just want to go and get takeaway, go to the convenience store and get some ice cream and go back to my room tonight, and I'm happy.
Nice.
And just stuff like that. yeah, I think everybody needs a time in their life. Doesn't matter how long it is, but you need to go traveling alone just to really experience everything.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Traveling alone.
Yeah.
Are you single? Are you currently dating?
Oh God, here we go. Like not actively dating. I have been. I just go through phases.
Okay.
Like the apps just take so much energy out of everyone. Time and trying to get a connection with somebody.
Yeah.
Over the app.
Over an app.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. I'm just not actively like I'm single.
Yeah.
And whatever, but I'm just not actively looking because I don't have the time.
Open to the opportunity.
Yeah.
What type of man do you go for?
Oh, let's think about it. I think, just not so much a type of man, but I like somebody who's confident, not overly confident.
Not arrogant.
But yeah, can't stand that. But I mean like somebody who's like worldly smart and, you know what I mean, like open to the opportunities and, just generally nice.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
And what is your love language?
Oh, I think it's definitely not physical touch because I really can't. I like a hug when a hug is needed.
Yeah.
Can't stand it when I don't.
Yeah.
But I think it's quality time.
Oh, yeah.
Like I really love like spending, this is with friends as well. Like when we spend time together, like I really appreciate that. And probably acts of service when I really need it.
Okay.
So like as much as I hate, it's complicated. Like I hate people helping because they probably don't do it to my standard. But sometimes it's just nice when people are like, can I give you a hand?
It.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Quality time and acts of service.
Okay.
Don't bother buying me gifts because I get anxious when you tell me you get me a surprise. And I'll think about it. And if it's not what I thought about, that just annoys me.
Beautiful.
Unless it's something I want.
If you were given the opportunity to have two people at dinner, who would you choose and why?
Could
be anyone.
Yeah, this is an easy one.
Okay.
So my two grandfathers.
Your two grandfathers?
Yeah. So the first one who comes to my mind, he was a big part of my life until he died when I was 17. I actually have his initials on my ankle tattooed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have like an elephant because he always used to call me Ellie.
I didn't know this.
Yeah. And then, so I got this tattoo. So he died in the December and then my 18th was in the February of the year after. And I went into the tattoo studio with my grandmother and she's like, let's look at our first tattoos together. And I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And then I had this elephant design. I'd always wanted it. I think I found it on like Google Images, but it'd been saved in my camera roll for years. And when I went in there, I hadn't told her about my plan. She knew about the elephant, obviously. And I went up to the tattoo artist and I said, I want this tattoo, but in the leg, I want the initials J-A-G. And she literally burst out crying. She's like, I didn't know you were going to do that. And I said, yep, that's what's happening. So, yep, I have his initials on my ankle because he was such a big part of my life. And then the other person is my grandfather on the other side. He died in a car accident when I was 18 months old. So I would like to know more about him because... like my outer family or my dad's side say we think similarly and our brains. I think I get the magic brain from him.
Yeah. That's lovely.
Yeah, so back to the first grandfather. Yeah, we were really close. He used to have all these massive fish ponds. They were literally like a swimming pool, but he filled them with fish. And twice a year, we used to spend the time cleaning them out. Anyway, we used to spend the time cleaning out the fish ponds. And I always used to be like, is it time yet? I want to clean them out. I used to hate catching the fish because they were all little slimy orange things. But it was just something about, back to the quality time.
It was the bonding.
Yeah.
Not the cleaning of the fish.
Yeah. I hated that part. But he used to be a tiler and we used to talk about the building industry a lot.
Oh, wow.
And so now, every time I see tiling, I get very picky because he told me all the tricks. And that's part of the building industry story, part of the touch. And,
nice. That was a nice way to end our deep questions.
Oh, can we get on something lighter now?
We're going to finish up on our rapid fire questions. So as you know, we've got some questions between the numbers of 1 and 20. So I just want you to give me 5 numbers and I'm going to ask the question and you're just going to give me the answer. The first thing that springs to mind.
Okay.
So 1 to 20, what's your number?
Okay. Oh, you know what? Let's start with number 1.
Number 1. What is your go-to song or artist to listen to?
We've spoken about it before. It's Rufus the Soul.
Yeah.
That is like my artist, but my go-to song to listen to is Beautiful by U2.
Nice.
So, yeah, always listen to Rufus, but if I need... No, is it Beautiful Day? Yeah, Beautiful Day by U2 is my go-to song.
Cool. Next number.
Oh, 18.
18 is, if you could do one thing to change the world, what would it be?
Oh, you know what? I was talking about this with somebody yesterday. We were talking about that. He was asking some questions that we should talk about today. Anyway, I was saying if I could do anything, I would go to somewhere that's really poor.
Yeah.
I would set up like a community of like, not amazing houses, but like housing, schools, somewhere for the kids to play sport. And I would just fix a whole community's life. I'm not sure where that would be. Maybe like India, maybe, but that's been done so much there. So maybe I'd go to like a village in Italy and just set it all up properly.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Third question. Rapid fire.
7.
Number. Coffee order.
My coffee order is a soy latte.
Nice.
Simple, straight to the point.
Yep. All right. 2 more to go.
11.
As a kid, what job did you want?
I wanted to be... Oh, my first one I wanted to be was a race car driver. I just wanted to drive fast around. I wanted to be on the European circuit because their tracks are really cool.
Yeah.
Or I wanted to be an ambulance driver, because I wanted to get through traffic to help people to get to hospital quicker. But then I realised the ambulance drivers are also the paramedics. Mm-hmm. But when I look at blood, I pass out. So I couldn't do that job.
My partner also wanted to be a race car driver. It would be
really?
his dream job. Yeah.
Wow.
He loves the V8 supercars.
Yeah, look, I'm a bit above that. I like a bit of F1, the real cars.
Yep.
Yeah, so.
And I wanted to be a postie.
Well, helping the community.
Final number, rapid fire question.
14.
14. If you could go back and tell your younger self something, what would it be?
Everything's going to be okay. You're going to do a lot better than you think. And your mind is different to everybody else's. You think differently.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. That concludes our little interview.
Oh, my God.
How do you feel after that? You were nervous to start with.
Yeah, better.
Yeah.
I think, I didn't know half the questions you were going to come out with.
Yes.
So I'm glad you kept it clean. And you didn't ask about Foreman Dan.
Foreman Dan, I forgot about it. Okay, so for anyone listening who has no idea what I'm talking about, I recently was watching The Block.
I can't believe you've only just got onto the Block bandwagon.
Yes, I only watched probably the last year. Anyway, I was like, you know what, Foreman Dan is hot. I like Foreman Dan. And I messaged Ella, do you think Foreman Dan is hot?
And I replied, no, he's a dickhead. But
his personality. And I was like, what's wrong with his personality?
Okay, so I am an OG Block watcher. I have watched that show. That was part of how I wanted to be a house designer. So I've watched that since season 1. Mm. I think I stopped watching it 3 years ago. And then the reason was because I applied to go on The Block and didn't get on.
Okay.
And so then I was mad at them.
Yeah.
And said, you didn't get me on. I was going to be a good, hard-working contestant.
Boycotting it.
And they ended up getting really bad from them. And then the contestants moving forward didn't even know how to paint properly. So then, after Foreman Dan was a contestant and he was so rude. And then they brought him on as Foreman Dan. Good-looking guy. Shit personality.
I see. So maybe it's a little jealousy for Foreman Dan.
Yes! I want to be Foreman Dan. I think I could do Foreman Dan's job.
Yeah.
So, Foreman Dan, whenever you need to go on holiday, can you call me up? I'll fly to Melbourne and take your job. Thank you very much.
I see. It all makes sense now. I'm glad we got that to that.
No. Actually, I don't want to be Foreman Dan. I want to be Foreman Keith. You know, I always liked how he was straight to the point.
Yeah.
He always had a reason why they were shit. Mm. And they told them, that's not to the building code. Rip it out. Do it. I want to be Foreman Keith.
I want to just be Foreman Dan's partner, wife.
No.
Lover. Don't care. Whatever.
What's her name? Danny. You want to be Danny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
She worked really hard when she was a contestant.
She was better than him.
They evened each other. I think he was a chippy and I can't remember what she was in, IT or something.
Where he came from. Okay.
Yeah, that's why he's a foreman. Because he already had a trade background.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Cool. All right.
So, yeah, no, I'm not watching this season because I watched one episode. They didn't know what they were talking about. And I can't keep watching.
Well, it's been a bit... I've been on and off this last season. I guess I'm probably watching a lot of streaming services these days. I think watch TV as well.
Yeah, because the World Cup was on in the first week. I missed all the major stuff of it. And then...
It's hard to get back into.
Just like that, it's been on. And so I've been watching more of that.
Yeah.
You know what? I went back and started Sex and the City from the beginning the other night. Like the very, very beginning.
How much better is it?
Crazy!
It was a better time to be alive back
then. Back in the 30s and Mr. Big back then. Like he was hot when he was older.
Yeah.
But like, oh man.
Yeah. And then they killed him off.
If you are Mr. Big, come and find me. I need my Mr. Big. Just
don't think he's very well liked. That's why.
No. But I want like the Mr. Big personality without the dickhead part.
Okay.
And you don't need to have an ex-wife because I don't want you to have a bad past.
Sure.
I don't want to be the person who fixes it. But yeah, no emotional baggage. I need to find my Mr. Big. But just don't die on a Peloton bike. No, sorry, spoilers.
Also, Pelotons are overpriced. They're crazy.
You know that, was it the sale, after he died, had the heart attack on the Peloton bike?
Yeah.
Didn't the sales go up? Like,
I don't know.
Or everybody started talking about those bikes and Googled them.
Oh, right. Okay. They are kind of a unique thing.
Yeah, but they're unique because they came up during COVID. And everybody was buying one because they had to train at home.
Yeah. And it's all about, like, you've got the TV screen there. You've basically got a class in your lounge room or wherever you're putting the thing.
Yeah.
Which is cool. All right. It's time for PW and PB.
Pew, pew, pew. Yeah. Okay, so this week, we realised last week we did best then worst. From now on, we're going to do our worst and then bring it up, spark it out with our best.
End on high.
Yes.
Woo! So what's your PW, personal worst of the week?
My personal worst. Oh, this has been annoying me for a while. Okay, very specific.
Yes.
But, you know when you wear high-waisted leggings or like the bras, what's the extended part on the bottom and they're like low-waisted bras?
Like a long line crop.
Yeah. Can't stand them. Anyway, they annoy me because when you sit down or you do a squat or you sit down to do a bench press, your leggings just roll. And it's annoying. I'm sick of it.
You get a plumber's crack.
No, just the top part where you've got it over your stomach or whatever.
Yeah.
And you sit down and that part just rolls to the normal height.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm like, why have I bought high-waisted if they're not even going to do the job?
Yeah.
That really annoys me.
I thought they were going down at the back.
No, at the front, the top, not the back.
Okay. So that's a fair point.
Thank you. Lululemon, sort your shit out because it's really annoying. Jenna, what's your PW?
My PW, it's got to be my hip flip.
What have you done?
After running, nothing. I just started running again. So I ran a couple of times this week, 3 kilometres.
Hang on, you used to run a lot.
I used to run a lot more, yeah. So I ran 3 kilometres and then yesterday I ran 4 kilometres.
Yeah.
And then evidently my hip flexors are quite sore.
Yeah.
As I discovered today in Pilates.
Yeah, mine was sore too, but mine was sore because on Friday I trained legs and then I was busy mowing the lawns yesterday afternoon that I didn't forget. I didn't get time to go and do my recovery session at the gym. And so mine was sore too.
You're feeling it. Yep. And it was quite a hard class, admittedly. Anyway,
Hello Pilates at Mulberry. Come and join us.
Yes. Yeah. Monique is a very hard coach.
I agree.
But I love it.
I agree.
Love her
it was good.
classes.
Also, 8 o'clock on a Sunday is prime time. Jenna today made me go to 9 o'clock.
I don't like a Sunday.
I had an extra hour of time. I didn't know what to do with my life. So.
No, I like to have a little bit of a sleep in on Sunday.
I'm not very good at sleeping in. I prefer to go to bed early than sleep in.
So because I didn't go to bed till probably about 11 last night.
See, I was asleep last night by 9:30. I was so tired. I had such a big day.
Yeah.
But then I'm wide awake at 7 a.m. because my body clock.
Naturally.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so we move on to our PB.
Oh, I have 2. I don't know which one to choose. Should I do both?
Yeah, go with both.
Okay.
Why not?
So they both happened yesterday. So yesterday morning, with Beyond once a month, we go for a big run around the area. It's called a road run.
Yeah.
And so it was the first time one of my youngest members, I think she's my youngest member, came out and did a road run, and she made me so proud. She's a pod listener now, by the way.
Oh, hello.
I'm not going to say her name, but she knows who she is.
Yeah.
She did so well. So she started with me about 18 months ago. I think she was probably 11 or 12 at the time, maybe even younger.
Oh, wow.
And she just found that she was, do you know what I mean, not keeping up with everybody at school.
Yeah.
And now she can run. She's so motivated.
She's killing it.
Yeah, it comes so far. I'm so proud of her. And so
That's
yesterday
so
she joined us for our first road run, and she did really well.
Yeah. Awesome.
And then my other PBs, my brother is turning 20 on Monday. Oh my God, I'm so scared that
No longer a teenager.
Yeah, well, I'm not scared, but he's so much taller than me now. I've turned into the little sister. Anyway, we have this tradition that we started the last couple of years that we take each other out for our birthday dinner, and we always go for churros for dessert.
Yeah.
So last night I took him out for dinner, took him out for dessert, and the best part was we got it done in an hour and 15 minutes.
Nice.
And then we were home.
Yeah.
I was like, this is amazing. I love efficient dinners.
Very good.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
Yours? What was your PB of the week?
PB of the week, other than getting back into running.
Yeah.
It's going to be the Central Markets in Adelaide.
Oh, I haven't been there in years.
Neither had I. And it was such a lovely, it was on a Friday night, so they opened to 9 p.m.
Really?
It was so lovely just to be like, it was hustling. It's like lots of people around.
Yeah.
The energy, the produce, all the local stuff.
Did you buy much?
Yeah, we got some like coffee beans, some good quality
Oh,
coffee
I love a
beans
good
from
quality
the
coffee
bean
bean.
shop. Shout out to them. Turkish delights from this Mediterranean sweets shop.
Oh, yeah.
We got some port, so a coffee port.
Oh.
And then some like beef jerky type things.
Oh, fancy.
Some veggies, but there's so much there. And then we went for dinner at like a Thai place in Chinatown.
Yep.
So whether you're in Adelaide or if you're in another city, like explore the markets
You
in
know what?
Chinatown.
Who else was
Amazing.
talking about this the other day? Annabelle Crabb and Lee Sales on their podcast.
Oh, really?
Annabelle Crabb's from Adelaide, and every time she comes here, she goes to the Central Market.
There you go.
And I thought, wow,
Yeah.
she remembers how good Adelaide is.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is so good. It was super busy. I guess the weather was quite nice.
Yeah.
Friday as well. It was warm, that's right. So it was like a lot of people around, and it was a really nice just atmosphere.
How good.
Yeah.
And so, did you come up with a title for recommendations?
We haven't. We still haven't had a recommendation title, but we'll just call it Recos.
I think so. Superhero Recos. We're sticking with it. So what's your recommendation of the week?
Last week I had a Netflix series.
Yep.
Didn't I? So this week I did watch something on Netflix, but I'm not going to go with that recommendation.
Well, you can have more than one recommendation. We love recommendations.
So, other than the Central Markets,
Yeah.
I think my recommendation this week is going to be hot chocolate.
Oh, what brand do you like?
I've been using Jarrah.
Okay.
However, I've got is it Panna or Pana? I'm not, Panna?
Oh, yep.
That's coming in my Woolworths order today, so I'm going to try that.
And don't forget to mix it with your Oatly milk.
Yeah, I actually use skim milk or full cream milk because I like a creamy hot chocolate. But yeah, so I was having ice creams for dessert quite a bit, and I switched over to hot chocolate now that it's been cold here, but we are warming up again. I'll probably jump back on the ice cream bandwagon.
You know what? You need to sprinkle your hot chocolate powder over your ice cream. We did it as kids, and it was quite iconic.
I used to love that Ice Magic.
Yeah, that stuff too.
That's good.
The best hot chocolate mix is the Cadbury one. Nothing can beat it. Yep.
Okay.
I've tried a few.
I bought the Jarrah one because it said 45 calories. I was like, oh, okay.
Yep.
This is good. So I've been having that.
Nice.
But I'm keen to try a few different ones.
Well, I'll just have to give you a scoop of mine.
Starbucks also have one in Woolworths.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was interested in that as well. But the
That'd be like an American hot chocolate.
Yeah. Panna one was on special and it's usually quite expensive. So
yeah.
I'm going to get that for this week.
Everybody, go and drink a hot chocolate and send us a photo.
Yeah. Tag us in your hot chocolate.
Marshmallows or not? I had to ask.
No. So I used to buy they're called Double D. No, Double D sugar-free marshmallows.
Yep.
But they give you, if you have too many, they give you a stomach ache.
You know what I saw on Instagram this morning? If you put a marshmallow in the microwave, it triples in size.
Really?
Or, like, gets bigger. I want to try it now, but I've got no marshmallows.
Could be something we do.
We'll record it, and if it works, we'll let you know.
Yeah. So, what's your...
Oh, so last week I had a podcast, and you know I'm a big podcast listener.
Yeah.
So this is...
Another podcast?
Not a podcast.
No?
So I heard about it on a podcast.
Yeah.
So No Filtered with Mia Friedman had Sophie Keisha on about maybe 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, last weekend I bought Sophie Keisha's second book.
Yeah.
And I've been reading that. I'm a very on and off reader. I've got to find a book that I like reading, as I said before. But this second book, so I think her first book was about her. I've got to go and buy that because I need to read that. But this second book, every chapter is about a different person's love story, like bad or good. And so it literally changes. Some are good, some are bad. One of the chapters was about like an abusive husband and how she got out of it. Then the next one jumps into
real life stuff.
Yeah. Every chapter is a real life woman's story.
Okay.
And then the next chapter goes into like a happy one, how you might not find the right man, but she had the child she was always wanting, and really interesting.
Cool.
It's interesting to know that there's more than one way to find love or to see the signs when something's wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting reading into different love stories, and it's nice that every chapter it changes.
Nice.
So
I'll have to get onto that.
When I finish reading it, you can have it.
I'm just reading Attached at the moment, which is like it's a psychology book, really, and it's about different attachment styles.
Oh, yeah.
Which has been cool.
And also, just like that, that finished this week. And you know what? They just announced that it's coming for season 3. I don't know where they can go.
Oh.
Spoiler alert. No, okay. Tears coming down my eyes at the end of the episode. I'm not going to say why. Go and watch.
Okay.
But I don't know. After going back now this week and starting Sex and the City from the beginning, I know what everybody's talking. I've seen it before, like parts of it. Like I used to watch it when Mum was watching it when I was younger and stuff.
Yeah.
But going back to the start now and seeing the whole backstory, that I can understand it a bit more. But yeah, the old style was so much better.
Yeah.
So I don't really know where they can go with the season 3.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. How many midlife crisis problems can they go through?
They're past midlife now. Oh.
They're early 50s.
Okay. Yeah. I guess they're midlife.
But everybody's had their own problems, so how many more problems can everybody have?
I don't know. And they've got some bizarre problems now. They're just like clutching at straws like...
Yeah, literally.
This doesn't happen to people this age. What the hell?
Yeah.
So, seems unrealistic to me. I just can't...
Yeah.
I get super annoyed. The last episode I watched was Harry was talking about dating her old guy she used to be with.
Aiden. Yeah.
And she says, oh, maybe Big was just a big mistake. And I was like, who the hell would say that their husband who's died might have been a big mistake?
In their life, yeah.
It was
but
what?
Aiden came back almost better looking than when he was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a reason to watch.
It was
But
a reason
I
to
can just
watch.
watch the vlog and be
Happy with Form and Dan.
You know?
Oh, what was with...
Form and Dan over Big anytime.
No, give me a big... No, almost Aiden over Big and Aiden over Form and
I
Dan.
really hope no one who listens to this actually knows Form and Dan.
But if you do, we'll have him on the pod. I need to ask him about 1, how he became a carpenter. 2, how he became Form and Dan. Because I want some tips.
And does anyone call him Form and Dan?
I don't
Or is it
know.
just me? I'm not a fan of Scotty.
He was good back in the day.
I feel like he seems like he would be arrogant.
No, I think he's really down to earth. Also, he used to be a builder too. He used to be a chippy. You know the guy who makes the Hamish Blake, right? When he was making his kid's cake, not the last one, the one before, he needed all these chisels. And he's like, I'm just going to call my mate Scotty. And he borrowed all these chisels off him and to make this cake out of rice bubbles. And he was chiseling away with his tools.
How random.
Yeah. Funny.
Well, that's another episode for us done. Done and dusted.
Oh, I'm glad that's over.
It was very good. It was very insightful. I learned a lot about you. I even learned things.
Oh, really? Like what?
Like the tattoo, for example.
You didn't know about that?
I didn't know about the tattoo.
Oh, my other tattoo is the world map. And I got that done when I was in Amsterdam because I was travelling the world.
Oh, you got it done in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was on the Kentucky tour, and everybody was like, "Oh, let's go and get tattoos." And so the night before we went into the tattoo studio, I was like sketching up a bit of a design. It had like a mountain, like a skis and everything, what I was doing on that trip. And then I walked in the tattoo studio. I'm like, nope, I don't like that design.
Yeah.
And I'd always wanted a world map on me because I always was interested in the world and traveling.
Nice.
So fun fact, that's what my tattoos are about.
Beautiful.
So yeah. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good week and see you next Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.